Hello guys, and welcome to episode 19 of my Stellaris playthrough, playing as the Schistocerca Alveare. And today it's time for war once again, and it's going to be a federation war between us and the Uvzand Union, Zukakan Republic, Kiks-Lufran Galactic Hierarchy, Sovereign Kesem Worlds, and the Lagan Choose Nation. So things are going to get pretty hectic. We have a huge fleet, and it's going to get even bigger once this fleet gets upgraded. We're just going to continue things at the moment.
Construction complete.
It says they're waiting for spaceport to upgrade ships, but it says they're currently not doing anything. So I'm just going to pull them away. We will make them go back. And what's going on here? They are, of course, building all of these new modules that I told them to in the last episode. Anyway, we have a leader that died, so I'm just going to pause it a second. And I think our governor of a sector died, so we need to replace him. So we'll recruit a new one who has good slave output. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We could also get the guy who has increased food in order to increase our population quicker, but I think the sector I'm giving him to doesn't need that. So maybe intellectual would be a good idea. Let me just check the sector, see what's going on. So he would boost them all by 10%. That actually might be a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for tech, because we are falling behind in tech, in my opinion. The size of our empire is huge, but we aren't very technologically advanced. There are other nations that are more technologically advanced than we are, because I haven't been focusing on research. I've been focusing on minerals, a lot of minerals, in order to build up a massive fleet. So either way, I think I'm just going to cancel that upgrade. We'll make them merge with my fourth attack swarm that has 353 naval capacity worth of ships, which is actually insane. So we'll bring our fleet over. We'll bring all these guys towards that fleet as well. We'll join them all up into a big blob, and what I'm going to do is just send them over to the Zukakan Republic and Uvzand Union at the start of the war. We'll destroy their fleets on that side, and then I can drag my fleet over to the other side again in order to defend. Now, I have set up my construction ships to start building a lot of military stations around these 4 systems that are on the edge of the basically battle lines. We will expect a Kiks-Lufran fleet to basically come into these systems at some point, so I've got to be ready for that, and I'm trying to do so by building lots of ships.
Construction complete.
So again, we'll get all of these ships to come and join our fleet, and we can currently have 731 units worth of naval capacity, which is pretty insane. So we may as well continue to build more. I might actually spam out some corvettes from my systems, or sectors, sorry. But they are all working on modules at the moment, so maybe not such a good idea.
System survey complete.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. We're once again building up on minerals, so I'm going to quickly jump through here and upgrade spaceports where I can, because that's a thing that uses up a lot of minerals. So we'll just upgrade them all to like level 3 if they aren't already. And then what I can do once that's all built is add modules that are useful. Not entirely concerned if I miss one or something like that, but we're just going to continue nonetheless. Okay, so that's used up a lot of minerals, so that should upgrade my second sector quite a lot militarily. But yeah, you can see one of my destroyers is a 96 attack strength. This 2,400 fleet here comprises of 1 battleship and 16 destroyers. So we'll now have 3 battleships in this navy or fleet, So that will be really awesome. I hate the way they call it navies. I've really got that stuck in my head now though, and it's quite annoying because I would never assume to call a fleet, like a spaceborne fleet, a navy. It doesn't really make sense in my mind. A navy implies water, in my opinion, but that's maybe because I'm British. And yeah, either way, it doesn't particularly matter. We've got our ships arriving. This actually looks really cool. It's like all our ships are slowly coming into the system and rallying to the call. Looks like one of my science ships has finished what it was doing. That would be the one over here. Let's go and survey that system because we haven't already. We can also go to Kondara and do the same there. I'm going to go to Hell's Moor. I'm also going to put it on evasive and then go to these other ones as well. I'm not going to micromanage them, so I'm just going to tell them to go survey. If they get found, then they can just run away. That's fine by me. So we'll grab all these fleets. We shall merge them. It's quite funny because this admiral is reducing ship upkeep cost by 15%. As soon as I change that to a military or admiral who has better traits in order to fight this war, my energy is going to plummet. But we've detected the presence of an alien civilization on Tavaldra. They appear to be in the early space age, as evidenced by the many primitive satellites orbiting their homeworld. Their nation states are on the path towards joining together in a global government, and it is likely only a matter of time before they venture beyond their world and join the galactic community. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. So, Tavaldra, where the hell is that? Tavaldra. These guys, okay, where is that? Keb Daran. Okay, so maybe get a construction ship to go there and build an observation post. The annoying thing about observation posts, I find, is that if you build one, it goes to the sector that the system is currently incorporated in, and you can't micromanage what you want to do with the planet. Like, ideally, every time I would want to annex the planet by infiltration, because that's the most beneficial in my opinion. But when it's under a sector, you don't get to choose. It's really frustrating. Let's go back to this this fleet to make sure that all of my ships are on their way and are answering the call. How many more are we building? Because I think we're struggling for energy, because these cost 1.1 or 1.41 energy per month to maintain, which is quite a lot. Considering we had plus 60, I think it's dropped because of other things as well, but in general that's really bad, especially considering I'm relying on the minus 15% upkeep so much. It's almost like turning your maintenance down in E4.
Construction complete.
So you can support much more than you can actually support, because when you go to war, you go into a deficit and it doesn't really matter. But in this game, there is no such thing as loans, as far as I know. So you get different penalties. Because who's going to give you a loan? Like another civilization?
Complete.
I don't know. Anyway. When all these ships get together, they will start to cost less. Until I change the admiral, of course, like I was saying before.
Construction complete. Construction
so we're
complete.
basically getting there, preparing for war.
Construction complete.
All of these destroyers that are being finished now
complete.
can go and join my fleet, and then we shall move the fleet from Yod Bem all the way over to the Zukakan Republic. Actually, they're sat in Sol. No, they're not. They're in Yobbem, yeah. Because that's the nearest spaceport to them. So this science ship here is not currently doing anything. The thing is with science ships, though, is that I do have something to do with them. I can use them to assist research. And if I find a planet that has a lot of research on it, I can boost that quite significantly. So currently, Voltaca has 9, 5, and 11, which is quite good. Let's have a look at these other systems. Volans 6, 9, and 11. Taking a look at all my planets to see which would be the best to assist research with. That's a 6, 6, 10. That's quite good. I think the one that I've got here, though, is not the nicest. Voltaca. Yeah, I'm just going to go and do that before I have a look at the others. So we can just zoom to it. I'm going to select the science ship and assist research. There we go. So I'm not entirely sure if these have finished their spaceports. It looks like they have, in which case I can go there and I can upgrade them slightly. So we can add orbital hydroponics farms. It looks like the sector's already doing that automatically. This one can have an orbital hydroponics farm. Anyone that isn't military based can do so.
Construction complete.
I might tell this sector to also start focusing on energy now, just so that I can support a bigger fleet. Minerals really doesn't matter at this point because we have so many and we don't really have anything to spend it on. So I could literally select them all on financial focus and I'd still be fine. Let's make sure that all of these fleets merge. We'll wait for the last 4 ships to arrive, and then we can move on with our huge fleet of destroyers, corvettes, cruisers, and battleships. I'm actually really looking forward to this next war. I think I have it down to a T in terms of strategy. Just need to make sure that the Federation is not changing, because if it is, then that could be a problem. So the Zukakan Republic is who I will be declaring on. And they are maintaining the same federation currently. Agenchus, Sovereign Kessan Worlds, Trellan Confederation, which is the small one in the middle, I think. Actually, the Trellan Confederation's pretty big as well. Okay, so I could get attacked from down here. They could come through the Neburite Union, depending what type of FTL drives they use. I just love those trails, it makes it look so cool. Lots of debris available. If we go to it, we can get our science ships to actually work on that. I might ask my science ship that was assisting research to go and research those. In our situation log, there should be some around Sol. Yeah, so we can research those. Okay, and then after they've finished, they can head back to this planet and assist research. Okay, so that's that done. At Fangnauer, we are going to need to build a wormhole station of our own and a couple of military stations. Good stuff. We still haven't surveyed Coggan for some reason. Maybe I can get that one to survey that after. But that science ship is actually very busy. Oh well, doesn't particularly matter. Now this observation post, it looks like they fixed it. Okay, so you can use observation posts in other sectors now. That's awesome. It looks like they've changed that in a patch. Because the last time I did this, I couldn't control it. So we're going to covert
complete.
infiltration.
Construction complete.
Because that will basically allow us to take over the planet and then enslave the population. It's giving us another planet just like that, which is great. So I need to get my transport fleets ready, really. So let's get our armies off Sol. I'm actually gonna land those guys because I need them to heal up. And they can only do so once they're landed. So we will land them all, then we'll embark them all, and then I will get them to join up again with the transport fleet, and we shall move towards the Zukakan Republic and Uvzant Union.
Debris analyzed.
Currently at max minerals again, so we need to make sure that we make use of those, which means I'm going to have to go back into these sectors again. Actually, one thing I could do is max out all of these spaceports. So if we go to spaceport 6 there, spaceport 6 there, 5 and 6 there, and 5 and 6 there as well. And then we can basically make these all military based. So at Schistocerca we have the destroyer assembly yards and corvette assembly yards, we have the Pitharian refinery, and we are going to add the fleet academy. Then we will add a fleet academy here as well, and a Pitharian refinery. Here we will add a fleet academy, and also here. How much more do we have of the Pitharian dust? So we will have 2 left, I think, after building 2 more Pitharian refineries, unless actually I've built it in other sectors as well. But other sectors will use their own resources, so that won't matter. Okay, never mind. So when I was building previously and commenting on the fact that it needed Pitharian dust, it wasn't using my own anyway, so that didn't even matter. That's a bit of a dumb move. Anyway, it's these things in these games. They do get very complex. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump this 8th attack swarm over towards Kota, and we will use that as our base of operations in order to invade the Uvzant Union and the Zukakan Republic. So let's get our transport fleets over there as well. We can embark them and make sure they are all heading in that direction.
System survey complete.
Okay, so one of my fleets is already here, I think. Must be. Yeah, they are already in the system. So I'm going to put them in with the military stations. The Great Adnaran hierarchy has actually terminated their ambassadorial program, which is no problemo. I don't really want to be friendly with anyone anyway. Just got to keep an eye on this federation because it could get bigger while I'm not watching. So the Zukakan Republic, still the same members, good stuff. So they are pacifist and fanatic xenophobes.
Debris analyzed.
They hate aliens, but they're passive. That's quite funny. They hate them, but they're passive about it. They keep themselves to themselves. The other thing we could be doing is colonizing new planets, but obviously we don't have the energy to upkeep that at the moment. So ideally I want to take more planets, and we will continue from there. And what we can do is The Kix
complete.
Lufran Galactic Hierarchy do have a planet runner just here. We could add that to the war score if we have enough points to do so.
System survey complete.
So here we actually need some military stations. We don't have any. Make sure that that wormhole remains secure. And this one doesn't either. Okay, so we need to do the same here. It's going to cost us monthly upkeep, but I think it's worth it.
Research
it means
complete.
that smaller like fleets can't just come and like destroy them just like that. We also need to finish off the mining stations here. So I might just add that as an order. I swear I did that before. I gave the order at least. I didn't make sure they were built. And Hestamir, still outside my territory. That's quite frustrating because that's a very nice system there. And does actually have a tropical world that I could inhabit with the Schistocerca. So we have had our first contact with the Cardew Ascendancy. They are stagnant ascendancy. Militant isolationists. Pitiful creatures, know that we roamed the stars for eons before your hapless species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return. Our superior collective greets you. So the Cardew Ascendancy. Who are they? We will go into here. I believe they are one of the first forgotten empires that we have discovered. Yeah, their fleet power is overwhelming and their technology level is overwhelming. Although their naval capacity is equivalent, which is quite interesting. Because if I built up to my naval capacity, I might be stronger than them, which is good for this point in the game. We are just over 100 years in, 101 years in, and we are almost as powerful as the first forgotten empire we have discovered. So that is pretty cool, but we must be careful with them. They are militant isolationists, which means that we do not want to basically colonize these planets because we will border them and then they will hate us and they will attack us. Simple as that. You do not want to border an isolationist forgotten empire. That is just that's it. It's as simple as that. Which is, I'm kind of scared about taking over Cuthium now, because if I take that system and I have a bigger influence than that system already has, then what's going to happen is I might end up bordering them, and then they will declare war on me, and I will get destroyed. I will get simply destroyed, and that could be quite embarrassing. Anyway, we will still go ahead with this war and see what happens. If it comes to the Forgotten Empire War, then so be it. I will take the brunt of it. We'll fight it out, but in the meantime, we will try and avoid that. I might, in my infinite wisdom, actually communicate with them and establish an embassy in order to get some happiness. We can offer them a trade deal. Maybe they'll take it, because I want to sell some of my minerals for energy for this war. If we go ahead and go instant transfer and ask for energy credits, will they give us any? No, because they have a dismissive attitude. That sucks. Okay, never mind then. What else can we do? My spaceports have been finished, so we can add one more module to a couple of my planets. We will add an engineering bay as final. This one can have a Patharan refinery, and this one can also. So all of them have Patharan refineries, which will increase my chance to invade with any ships that are built at those spaceports, I believe. So that's good. That's going to make my corvettes, when I spam them out, really, really strong. Although I won't spam them from those particular spaceports, so I guess not. We are going to be building destroyers from those, and battleships and cruisers and so on, and corvettes from all of my other sectors. So that's the way I'm going to do it. My 8th attack swarm is in position. I believe my transport fleets are too. We are going to pause the game and we are going to go to war. So let's head over to the Zukakan Republic. We shall communicate with them. We shall declare war. And what I'll do is I want Kothium. So let's just type these in because it's so much easier. So we're going to seed that planet. We would like Dojak and Hadnock. Hopefully we can have all of these. And how much does Tiuz cost? 21. Okay, so we're going to keep it at 91 by the looks of things. So we're going to confirm that and go to war. I'd like to take more planets, but unfortunately that can't be the case. So we're going to go to Kothium first. We're going to take over Binjut because that will give us a lot of war score. I'm going to bring my fleets over there. We're going to crush them very quickly. Then I'm going to take out the Uvzant Union. And then that should be it. Job done.
Hostile fleet detected.
Now one thing I'm going to do, because this system's quite important, is build another couple of defense stations either side here. They've jumped into Fraknir with 69 fleet strength. Okay, interesting. What about at this place here? 141 at Holdebana. Maybe we should split off a couple ships here and there to deal with those. Maybe not. Let's just get this fleet into a wormhole and head to Kothium.
Station under attack.
It's taking me a little while to get going with this fleet. Not entirely sure why.
Log updated.
Are they bugged?
Hostile fleet engaged.
Oh wow,
Station
okay.
under
They jumped on
attack.
top of me. That was a bad mistake. They literally jumped into my 22,000 fleet.
Situation log updated.
And they're dead. So,
Debris analyzed.
that works. My construction ship's turned up and it's gonna build some more military stations. Entering a wormhole there. War declaration. Fantastic. Where's an enemy fleet? We only have enemy fleets up here so far. Haven't had any appear down here. Phase 1 infiltration complete on my observation system. You can see the covert infiltration progress just there, +2 per month. And once we hit 100, we take over the planet, basically. We introduce them to spaceflight and then tell them all about us, and then they go, yeah, we want to be with you. And then I enslave them all. So that's basically what's going to happen. At the moment, though, we are at war, so let's continue with this war. Nearly we have jumped, and boom, we're gone. Okay, so we have arrived in Kothium, and we are going to head over to this planet and start the bombardment. I'm also going to bring over my transport fleet, and they need a leader, so let's give him this general here. Going to bring over this transport fleet. We'll merge them once they get there.
Engaged. Station under attack.
The station is under attack, but my little ships coming out of the defense platform should hopefully help defend my fleets, because currently my transports are having a bit of an issue. I'm not entirely sure what the transport's trying to achieve. I think they just kind of chase them around. They are providing ample distraction though for these fighters or head bombers to destroy these corvettes.
Fleet engaged. Hostile fleet detected.
Not entirely
Hostile fleet
worried
engaged.
about losing any
Situation
of my
log
armies.
updated.
As long as they continue on with their plans. Here go my ships. Do we not have torpedoes
Hostile
anymore?
fleet
What's going on?
engaged.
We should do. Why have they not fired yet? So Tavaldra, incoming transmission. We are picking up a scrambled transmission coming from the service of Tavaldra. It is using a frequency normally reserved for our infiltration cells, but none of them are currently transmitting. Could this be our rogue agent? Incoming transmission. Any attempt to track this transmission is futile. You know me as Operative X34. Until recently, I was a willing participant in the criminal covert infiltration program taking place as we speak on Tavaldra. No longer. I have come to appreciate the Pithok culture in a way I never imagined possible, and I will not aid in its subversion. I rescind my citizenship in the Schistocerca Alveare. I no longer consider myself Schistocerca. We will hunt you down. I'm sure you will try. Know that I am prepared to kill to protect myself and my beloved, and that I was trained by some of the finest martial instructors on Schistoron. Heed my advice instead. Leave Tavaldra alone. Dismantle your observation post and forge your evil star empire out of the blood and tears of some other unfortunate species. Yeah, too bad I chose them, and they are going to have to die. So, well, we're going to enslave them anyway. But unfortunately, guys, that is it. After that interesting message, we are going to have to pause it here and end the episode because unfortunately it's been my time. So things are underway. The huge Federation war that I promised is here, and we are going to be destroying the Zukakan Republic and Uvzad Union in the next episode. Then we will be trying to deal with the Kix-Lufran Galactic Hierarchy, the Sovereign Kasem Worlds, the Trillan Confederation, and the Laganchus Nation, which is basically half the galaxy. So, yeah, we're going to have a big fight on our hands once again. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it though. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.